If you enjoyed Sinners, then you should be reading Killadelphia. That could really be the whole video at this point. Killadelphia, this is volume 1, and I am kind of ashamed to say that it took me this long to read it, but I am a superhero guy. I like superhero comics, so that's what I normally stick to. But it's Black History Month, and I wanted to expand my horizons a little bit. I got to step outside of my comfort zone, and this one right here I've been hearing about for a very long time, a very, very long time. I did go see Sinners earlier this year. This book was the talk of the town after that in the comic book community. I think I picked this one up at Acme Comics in Greensboro, North Carolina. And I already knew who Ronnie Barnes is. Of course, I follow his work. But the artist, Jason Sean Alexander, who drew this entire volume. This is 6 issues of Killadelphia. This art is amazing. The art is amazing in here. The storytelling is amazing. The lettering is amazing. It's just great. It's full of distinct characters. It's about a detective, actually not even a detective, a beat cop who comes from Baltimore, I believe. He goes from Baltimore to his hometown of Philadelphia to bury his father. His father died. Him and his father did not get along. He comes back. He starts going through some of his stuff, reminiscing, starts reading this diary, these notes that he has, and he finds out that he was investigating something kind of strange. So he ends up finding out his dad was literally investigating a underground vampire community, a community of vampires. Of course, you know it's going to be about vampires. You can see a vampire on the front cover. So this detective finds out about this society of vampires, and I'm gonna spoil it. This it's been out for 6 years. He finds out that his dad has actually become a vampire. He literally went to the funeral, and then ended up digging up his grave and finding out his dad is a vampire. So he and his dad, who he still doesn't really get along with, but he wants to help him solve this case. They start working together along with some other folks in the department. And then he finds out that, so the dad as a vampire, has some connections with the vampire community. Like, you know, a lot of vampire lore says that they have this kind of hive mind. And he's connected to the first vampire. And we find out that the first vampire in this story is John Quincy Adams, the second president of the United States. And one of the funniest parts in the book, like early on in the book, is like, this is in the modern day. So he actually saw, how they portrayed him in the play Hamilton. He was watching Hamilton, and he was like, everybody laughed when they heard my name, and it was like, I can understand that. But his goal is to make America like the real America, like the ideals that they had of America. Like, he spent this entire time trying to build this underground society to reflect the values that they founded America on, because he sees how it's gone awry in his mind. But there are other characters in this book, other vampires in this book, who don't see it that way. There's this young kid, and I forget his name, but this young kid who joins the fight against them. He joins the fight against them, and he says, "Hey man, I got different thoughts, man. I don't see how this new society that you're trying to create is any different from the one that we're in now. They're still gonna suppress people like me. They still are gonna do us wrong. Like, some of these vampires have lived through slavery, have lived through, you know, the entire America. They've seen the wars, they've seen the different campaigns, they've seen the different presidents, and I just thought it was really good. It's a different kind of comic. Like I said, I'm a superhero guy, so I'm not used to as much exposition. And there are these diary notes that are in cursive, and all of it fits. It's all needed, and it flows well, and the pacing is good. Like, there's action scenes that are really graphic. Like, there are things that really shocked me. There's a young black girl character who's introduced, I think, in the third issue, and like her introduction was wild, like it was crazy. And you find out that she's actually, her and her sister have been alive for hundreds of years as vampires, and they use their ability to fight corruption in the city. Like it's the book is so good. These books, this was 6 issues. They're so good. This was called Sins of the Father, and it's just great. It's just great. Like I said, normally I don't read stuff like this, but I wanted to check it out. I know Rodney Barnes' work, and I've been hearing of Killadelphia for a long time. There's this cast of characters right here that I thought were really cool. They really stood out in the story, and you see them right here. These jokers right here in the book. I thought they had a great look. They have a great look, and I'm curious to see what happened with them. I'm not gonna tell you what happened to them in this book because I wouldn't be surprised to see them come back in later issues. I know this is like 40. They're like 40 issues in on Killadelphia right now, which is dope. I'm gonna see if I can start collecting the trades. I really enjoyed sitting down to read this one. It only took me like an hour to read these 6 issues, and yeah, it was solid. Detective James Sanger is the dad's name, James Sanger, and his son comes back, and there's a little love story in there. There's there's some family bonds. There's some trauma that gets explored. All the good things, man. I'm really surprised that this hasn't been optioned into a film or a TV series or anything. Maybe it has, and I just missed it. But everything that you would expect to see in a compelling drama is in here, and they've got vampires, and they got story, and they've got characters with heart, and they've got mystery and intrigue and historical context, and things that are reflecting in today's time are in here. Of course, because it's written, now, but it's just great. It's just really good. I really enjoyed it. And like I said, I'm going to pick up the next volume if I can find it. Not if I can find it, I'm going to find it. I'm going to find the next volume of Killadelphia, and I'm going to read it. And shout out to Rodney Barnes and James Sean Alexander and Louis Inked. Because they put together a really good story here with this. And I can't wait to see what's next. So, my goal this year is to read more comics than I buy. And right now I'm doing pretty good. I'm up to almost